Oh, great. Want to see the football play. In the middle. Next time, make 2 copies. That's my only feedback. Make 2 copies. You did?
Actually, make 3 when we're drafting. Sorry for my scribbles. I don't have a digital copy.
No, it's which ones? Oh, they're.
I looked at the Hanukkah stuff and it's not with it.
It's right. That's because it's the home.
See.
It's at the home. Maybe not.
Yeah. Let me grab some water.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. So just a little bit of teaching. During Hanukkah, it always comes up, do we light the Shabbat candles first when it falls in Shabbat, or do we light the Hanukkah first? And the answer is that we light the Hanukkah. If we were to light the Shabbat candles first, that means that we cannot light the Hanukkah candles, because once we light the Shabbat candles, or on Yom Kippur, once we light those Yontif candles, that's when the holiday begins. So we light the Hanukkah first, and then after we light the Hanukkah, then we proceed to welcoming the seriousness of Shabbat for this period. And we want to invite up all of the kids who want to come up and light the Hanukkah. We start with the oldest day first, and we move our way up. So come on up. Tillman is not going to come up. He's past that age. He used to come up when we used to bless him.
What
Do you remember
about Barry?
that? Yeah, it's okay. So Monica will sing. We're going to sing first, and then we light. Okay. Everybody come on in and join if you want. You know, we have a nice intimate crowd. If everyone wants to come up and stand by the Hanukkah, apparently it's very famous. Descendants from an Alabama running back.
Okay.
Monsky, okay. For those who want to come up, it's Hanukkah. Let's
Right
come
here.
fill the light.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavotenu, bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Okay. Hey, everybody. Tradition. That's good, yeah. We'll do this first.
142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem LeShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Kadosh Baruch Hu, Bachuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Zeitchem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We invite Mark and Jody Robinson up for candles and Kiddush this evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And for those who are able, we rise together for our Kiddush 123.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, be'ava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom techila, lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'chorta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikomim, b'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim, please be seated. We'll give Mark a few moments to go back to our studio for visual tefillah, and we turn to the top of page 127 as we read together. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if we're a horn at plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand and wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act and care nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty, a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, and day of peace. We turn to 130 with Lachuna Ranana.
Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, ladonai. Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, ladonai. Naria, naria, litzur yish enum nekama fana betoda. Naria, naria, litzur yish enum bismirot naria lo. Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, ladonai. Lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, ladonai. Page 135. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehad kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehad kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehad kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehad kodsho. Page 138. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor mezachot b'di b'bor echad hishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemo tiferet v'v'lia. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelka ki mekor ha'beracha merosh mekedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techiva. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri ki ba'orech kumi uri shir daberi. Kavod Adonai alayik nikla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
For those who are able, we rise to fate Shabbat Hamoka.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha u'vetzola dodi likrat kala, Bene Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Bene Shabbat nekabela.
We continue together at the bottom of page 145. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence, or Chetzi Kaddish, right here, 144.
Yitkadav, Yitkadash me Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach chirotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon, ulchaye dekol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'imeru. Yehesh me Rabba mevarach, le'olam ulamei amaya, yitbarach. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemera kudeshah. Brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damin rabbe alma, v'yimeru, amen.
We rise together, 146.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yada-lai-lai-lai, 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 yada-lai-lai-lai. Barechu et Adonai, HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach, le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yada-dai-dai-dai, 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 yada-dai-dai-dai.
Please be seated. We read together the bottom of page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hamariv aravim. We continue on the next page.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, amecha ahavta. Torah mitzvot, chukim umishpatim, otanu lemadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, v'shokshokvenu v'ukvenu, nasiach bechukecha, v'nismo page 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam Beshivtecha, bevetecha, uvlechsecha, vaderech, uvshochbecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam leot alayadecha, vehayu letotafot beinenecha, uchtavtam, amezuzot betecha, uvisharecha, leman tizkeru, vasitem et kol mitzvotai, Vitem kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeit yetchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot vachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
We continue the bottom of page 157 together. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Our song of Cherut to freedom on the next page.
Mocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nerdar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot, o sefele, nora tehilot, o sefele, malachutecha ra'u manecha, bokei ayom lifnei Moshe, Zeli, Zeli, anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar kivad Adonai et Yaakov, uga'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Together, the bottom of page 160. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. For your name's sake, be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Bless you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. We stay right here.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehomidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehomidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu zukat shlomecha, ushmozatenu uvoenu. Ufros aleinu zukat shlomecha, ushmozatenu uvoenu. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, vehomidenu malkeinu lechaim.
The top of page 163. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. Vishamru 162.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות et HaShabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש.
The bottom of page 165 as we read together. In an envelope marked personal, God addressed me a letter. In an envelope marked personal, I have given my answer. For those who are able, we rise together for our tefillah 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Chasei Avot B'imahot Umevi Geula Lifnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye Metim Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem emunato lishenei afar micham mocha ba'al givurot umidol melach melech memit umechaye umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atale hachayot metim Baruch atah Adonai mechaye hametim Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh ukedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. We continue together at the top of page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. We continue with our Ritzei on the next page.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Yisrael Utefilatam Be'ava Tekabel Utehilei Ratzon Tamid Avodat Yisrael Yisrael Amecha El Karov Lecho Kora Penei El Avadecha Vechanenu Shevoch Ruchaka Aleinu V'techezena Eneinu V'shuvecha Letzion Berachamim Baruch atah Adonai
The top of page 179 together. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. Make a temperate reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship about all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praise you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We take a few moments for our own meditation or prayer.
Yule ratzon imrefi, Yule ratzon imrefi, Ben yolibi lefanecha, Adonai zuri vegoali. Oh, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'yakol Yisrael
At this moment in our service, we think of those in our community, those especially who are in need of healing of body or spirit. We are thinking of Jeremy Applebaum, Sophia Barry, David Byram, Orit Cohen, Richard Epstein, Cindy Land, Marilyn Leeds, Richard Magnani, Michal Mujeritz, Paul Mosteller, Stephen Muss, Ron Ostreicher, Malka Bat Rachel, Jerry Sklar, Tyler Trastner, Pat Thibodeau, Cindy Underwood, Alan Unger, and Brenda Weinstein. For those who are with us tonight and you wish to share a name of a loved one who's in need of healing of body or spirit, we invite you to do so either by rising or as my eyes meet yours. Go ahead, Toby.
Mindy Goldstein.
George Burke.
Amy Vince.
Paul Seifert.
For those names mentioned out loud and for those names that are still in our hearts on Risha Berach, our prayer for healing, middle of page 371.
Mishe berach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe berach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, Happy Hanukkah. I don't get a Happy Hanukkah back? Next weekend, I am headed to Israel. And I promise you, next week I'll send an email out, specifically what I'm doing with this fellowship, all the places and people whom we will meet. And again, a week from tonight, I'll speak more about this fellowship and what it will mean to Temple Emanu-El and the Birmingham Jewish community. I think most of this community knows what Israel means to me, and when I was thinking about it as I'm preparing my trip, the last time that I have been in Israel was 2016 on a foreign ministry trip. And due to life circumstances, the past 6 years, longer than that, I haven't been able to go back to a place that I also consider our home. So when we think about Israel, and often then comes up recently in conversation, the beauty of Israel, it's the diversity of its ethos. The overwhelming majority of Israelis come from countries from the Middle East, Mizrahim. Believe it or not, the majority of Israelis are secular. They're not religious, they're not Dataim. Even within the religious neighborhoods in Tel Aviv, Bnei Brak, or in Jerusalem, Esherim, Har Nof, you have different sects of different types of orthodoxy that represent where they came from in Eastern Europe. And again, there's something magical about this, of this diversity of religious praxis and new identity for the new Jew that is in the land of Israel. again, the overwhelming majority of Israelis identify as secular. They're Israeli and they're Jewish. Judaism is part of who they are. And the embodiment of this is when we look at the contemporary city of Tel Aviv, how it represents this new Jew in the world. But the more I think about my trips to Israel or the time that I spent there, living there for a year in rabbinical school, I think of the power of Yom Kippur. I call this the great religious equalizer. And what do I mean by this? Whether you're ultra-Orthodox and live in Bnei Brak, or you're the most secular person that's on the beach every day in Tel Aviv, but when Yom Kippur hits, it seems that every single Israeli takes the seriousness of this day. And when we lived there, they told us it's like you can have, without the food, a picnic in the street because nobody is going to be driving. As diasporic Jews, we can't process this. But when Yom Kippur happened, it was almost straight out of a movie. When I walked back from shul to my apartment in Rehavia, a mile walk, completely in the middle of the road. Again, whether one is Orthodox or secular, it's the great equalizer. Again, whether one's Reform, Orthodox, Modern Orthodox, Masorti, which is traditional, they're all one. And this has always been such a strong memory of my experience there. And I know I'm not going there during Yom Kippur, and then I think about Hanukkah. And I think about these lights. For those who have ever seen this image, which I'm about to describe, and those who are watching on live stream, you'll be able to see it right around here. There's a famous picture in Kiel, Germany, which is in the very north. It was the home of Rabbi Akiva Posner, and it's 1939 Hanukkah in Germany. And in 2 years from then, the German people will reject democracy and vote in a new nationalist socialist party. But in 1931, many Germans have spoken. And out of a symbol of resilience to champion Judaism and not to be afraid, Rabbi Akiva Posner in Kiel, Germany, with this beautiful menorah right by his window for everyone to see. If I were to show you an image of it now, I'm going to assume that most of us have seen this incredible image at Sunday school, in our history books, and you can see it again on the replay. And then I saw something even more remarkable. His grandson, Yehuda Mansbach, he lit that same menorah a few days ago at the home of Germany's President Frank-Walter Steinmeier. That same menorah from 1931 now is in the window in the President of Germany's home, again, to act as a symbol of resilience during our time. And I thought, empty streets in Jerusalem, Yom Kippur, the great Jewish equalizer. And I see our Hanukkah, the shamash and the 3 candles lit. Again, it's the Jewish equalizer, and also a symbol of resilience and strength. And so when I look at the candles don't tell me whether one is Reform. The candles don't tell me whether one is conservative, modern Orthodox, ultra-Orthodox. It doesn't tell me if one Jew comes from Spain, Morocco, Argentina, or Birmingham. It shows us that throughout each generation and the pain and adversary that we face, like Rabbi Keel's grandson, it's a beautiful reminder that we're all standing at Sinai together. I mentioned this before Shabbat, that when I go to Israel next weekend, we'll be meeting with various communities and leaders, and the heads of the fellowship have asked me to bring something that represents our Jewish community as a gift. And I've been thinking about it. I could take the easy way out. When I'm in the old city, I could just go to the Alabama store. But I acknowledge there's some more Eagle fans here too as well. But they want to bring something back. And so whenever these communities visit, 2 communities will get these gifts. They are a representation of our community. So I have a homework assignment for us. If you were in my shoes, these things have to be tangible. What would you bring to these communities that I'm about to go to? I don't know when during the week. We'll be in the north visiting the Druze community. It could be then. But what do you want our gifts to be? I want this to be a community decision, what best represents us. Because here's what we know. We know for the past couple of weeks there's going to be another transition in the Mount Clair offices for our Jewish community. Again, some type of uncertainty. We know that Judaism in general faces enormous challenges, and even in Birmingham. But I've told my fellow cohorts in this trip that the Birmingham Jewish community is incredibly unique. It's unlike no other. It's not like Austin. It's not like Charlotte. It's not like Jacksonville. Birmingham Judaism has its own identity and ethos. It's where Temple Emanu-El can pray together 4 times a year, either here or at Temple Bethel. It's where Temple Emanu-El can go to Chinese food on Christmas Day, on Hanukkah night at Chabad. It's a community where the heart of it is all 6,000 of us. And if there's one thing that I've learned throughout the past 15 months, is that we all represent the empty road on Yom Kippur, that we're all in this spiritually. And we all represent the equalizers of these candles. I don't know what I'm going to bring, and I want your help. But when we go to these Jewish communities, I want them to walk away with knowing there's something incredibly powerful about the unity of Jewish Birmingham. And I'm not trying to oversell, and we always do this when we go. You have to see it to believe it. But the oversell is real. So tell me what we should bring. Speak to that uniqueness, speak to those candles. Speak to over 175 years of formidable growth. Shabbat Shalom. We rise together, Aleinu 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
One of the best things about Judaism is that we acknowledge that we make many mistakes, and we kind of recite this theme often during Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And what is encouraging about Judaism is to own up to when we meet our imperfections. And last week, Temple hit an imperfection, and I want to own it and apologize to those whom were going to come here and realize that their loved one of blessed memory's name on the pulpit folder, we call this a pulpit folder, was not read. By accident, we accidentally printed this week's yard site list for December 22nd through 28th when it should have been last week. And I know I'll be reading off names and the list is going to go on a little bit longer, but we think it's important to acknowledge when we miss the mark, and I appreciate your patience as we recall all these names, those who are no longer here and those whose lives have been a blessing to all of us. We hopefully will try to avoid this mishap moving forward. Last week, we recalled the yortzites of Thiel Alpert, Flossie Baum, Sterling Berman, Betty Burno, Sarah A. Bernstein, Robert Norman Bloomston, Eva Rowe Kane, Bernard M. Capper, Ida Cohen, Herman Jerome Cohn, Jeanette K. Cohn, Fanny Dessler, Marvin Elkin, Fern Feld, Jerome A. Fox, Max Fratkin, Lillian Ginsberg, Simon Goldstein, Henya Golger, Saul Green, Larry Hameson, Ferd Khan Harwood, Bertha Hatman, Donald Herman, Phyllis Herman, Arnold Hirsch, Charlie Horn, Teresa Capriles, Vima Katz, Malcolm Mickey Cohn, Hannah Lazarus, Lois Lefkoff, Stella Hirsch Loeb, Sophie Malkov, Nathan Marcus, William Marks, Bertha Mendel, Hyman Miller, Neil Larry Morris, Abraham Isaac Odrezin, Henry Ovson, Sarah Harris Phillips, Louis Piazek, Mina Rubin, Aaron Rosemore, Stanley Routman, Florence Rudner, Alan H. Sachs, Rebecca Schulman, Betty Silverman, Ethel Wall Solomon, Adolf Spielberger, Diane Holter Steiner, and Minnie Lazarus Wheel. And this week, we recall the yortzites of Amy Allenberg, Edward Allenberg, Diana Burke, Sidney Binder, Mark Block, Harriet Wheel Broda, Jeffrey Broke, Margaret Castell, Alan Cohn, Etta T. Cooper, Ike Z. Engel, Tilly Feinfeld, Edith Gerson, Harold Joseph Goldstein, Bessie Greenberg, Jean Held, Eileen Jones Johnson, Mitchell Joseph Kahn, Emery Kane, Jane Kaplan, Isidore Lassen, Marvin Lazarus, Sonia Rosen Lazarus, Joe Lightman, Louise Aylin Levin, Tilly Lishkoft, and Moisey Lishkoft, Judith Mullengarten, Leroy Munsky Jr., Saul Morris, Leah D. Newfield, Rami Opsimer, Katie Pariser, Garth Potts, Justin Ravitz, William Rosenberg, Aaron Rosenfeld, Jennifer Rotenstreich, Robert J. Roth, Frida K. Roth, Ike Sachs, Louis Sachs, Chaim Schnipper, Myron D. Schriebman, Henry Simpson, Nancy Slate, Sandra Gail Sokol, Evelyn Sokol Sperling, Edith Tanner, Mildred Wald, Barbara Goldstein Weisberg, and Eleanor Westcott, and our heartfelt condolences of those who've passed away in the Shloshim, Debbie Dorsky, Barak Daniel Halperin, who lost his life serving the IDF in Gaza, Amelia Love, Jimmy Rotenstreich, and Edgar Zimmerman. May all their memories forever be a blessing. If it is your custom to rise for our Mordish Kaddish, we invite you to do so and turn to page 598. Yikadal Vikadash Shemei Rabbah, Biomah Divrach Riote Vamlich Machute, the Chayachon of Yomechon, Ufchayeda Colt Beit Yisrael, Bagala Wizman Kari Vimru, Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarach Li'olam Alameo Maya, Yiparach V'Hishabach, Hipa'ar, Hitromham, Hitnaseh, Hitalev, Hitalal, Shmei Kudsha, La'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata, Tush Bechata V'Nechamata, Damin Ram Yomah Vimru, Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, B'Chaim Aleno V'Akol Yisrael V'Yimru, Osei Shalom B'Imromav, Hu Yasei Shalom, Aleno V'Akol Yisrael V'Yimru. Amen.
Osei Shalom B'Imromav, Hu Yasei Shalom, Aleno V'Akol Yisrael V'Yimeru. Amen.
I want to thank Monica Singletary for filling in for Kendra Whitner this Shabbaton, and next week we'll have her beautiful voice, and we will conclude with O Hanukkah, a classic on 669.
Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance a hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Shiny tops to play with, latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. Oh.
Are we good there?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay.
Oh, Hanukkah, a festival of joy. A happy day, a jolly day for every girl and boy. Spin the whirling dreidel all week long. Tell the age-old stories, sing a happy song. And while we are singing, the candles are burning low. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Happy
Shalom.
Hanukkah.